Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows. Bros and shows. Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows.
We move on from there and we get West with Jesse. And they're talking about Ciara and the conversation that Jesse had with her. And he's like, look, I wanted to defend you, but she's just stuck on the fact that you used her last year. She's not letting up.
Yeah.
Like, this is where she is. And, you know, West is like, I thought we were becoming friendly. Her saying that I was using her invalidates everything, every step that we've taken forward.
That is true.
That is true.
But
she's not wrong.
Yeah. And also, I don't know what you're talking about taking steps forward. Like,
You're just
it's
trying
a little delusional.
You're trying to get 2 steps behind neutral.
Yeah.
You're still going to be in the doghouse a little
Yeah,
bit.
dude, you're still clawing your way back to something that looks like the surface.
Yeah.
Just be happy where you are.
Be happy
Of course
with-
she's going to be having these conversations. Of course there's going to be random moments where she brings it back up and she feels some type of way about it. You just have to weather the storm.
That's the thing. Like,
She's not actively going after you. She's just telling people how she feels.
and that's the thing. Like, the setup of the show is going to cause these conversations because you're all in the same house together. Jesse wants you guys to be friends, so he's going to bring things like this up.
Yep.
You don't get to dictate when she's over it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like,
Exactly.
you can just be cool with coexisting.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
Yeah, I agree. But then we get Paige and Ciara. So now Paige and Ciara, they're talking about Craig. And obviously we've heard a lot about these two over the past few weeks. We go to the conversation they had at dinner. Multiple conversations we've seen about her going on tour. The one we just watched in the boat where he's checking in, like, I want to make sure a priority. And she's taking it a totally different way. And you can look into the things that he said to her and kind of read between the lines a little bit. What he says immediately after this, or what she says that he said, really points to that.
Yeah.
Because she says he gets his feelings hurt if I'm shining. Ciara's response, I'm not going to tell you again.
Yep.
She told him to break up with her.
Yep.
Like, 100%.
Yeah.
Has said it multiple times.
1,000%. She has already had this conversation. I guess Paige is using Ciara as her confidant during the week when they're not together, based off of what Craig is saying. And again, and I have no reason to not believe Paige when she says things like this. But if it's true,
I never don't believe
I
Paige.
pretty much
She doesn't
believe her
lie.
across the board. I don't think she lies about anything. If this is what Craig is doing, and he's talking about this, and in the conversation a little bit later when he's talking about having, you know, not having cameras around and talking about like how big she is and how much she's blowing up and how great she's doing because it would neg what he's doing.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me. That is the most insecure bullshit I've ever heard in my
was
life.
crazy.
That is such a bad look.
Terrible look.
Anyone to ever do that and to be aware of the fucking cameras around to not say things like that on camera because
Doesn't
it'll
make
diminish
sense.
your brand.
Yeah, bro.
That is
what?
that is the least supportive boyfriend move. That's the most insecure boyfriend move that I've ever seen. It's brutal.
It was tough.
It's awful.
He says verbatim, obviously, by the way, obviously on camera, I'm not going to say you're busier than me because it's negative. Paige's like, yeah, for you.
Yeah.
But
And
what
also
the
it's not
fuck?
negative for you. No one
It has nothing to do with you.
no one watching this is going to say Paige is more busy than you. That means you're actually fighting up. No
No one
nobody is
cares.
going to even think about what you're talking about. They're just going to say, yeah, she's busy. She's got a tour. Okay.
Good for
let's
Paige.
Move on. Great for Paige. Like, cool.
I don't understand.
It's so insecure. It is more, it's like to a higher level than I ever thought that somebody insecure could go.
Yeah, and Paige is like, why couldn't you say that? Literally, asked him, why couldn't you say that? Like, what would that have done negatively for you by propping up your girlfriend and giving her props on what she's been doing? And then you're curious as to why there might be more distance between you two or why she can't give you these validating answers to your questions.
Dude.
Had he handled so many of these things differently, because we've seen all these conversations and it is giving clingy and that he's trying and he's doing too much. And I get it from a standpoint, like I will play devil's advocate and say, yeah, because he has been clear about what he wants in his life. He's getting older. They've been together for 3 years. He's having more questions. He's feeling insecure because he doesn't know what's going to happen. She is getting more busy. So like, do I understand where the feelings are coming from? Yes. That's a conversation in which you say, I'm feeling a little insecure because of X, Y, and Z.
Correct.
But I am so proud of everything that you're doing and accomplishing Keep doing you. I'm here to support. Period. He doesn't take the angle. He's still taking the angle of my shit's still more important than yours. So I'm going to, good job. But I can't say that on camera.
Yeah.
I can't say that, to other people. I can say it to you.
It's a strong indicator that this is how their relationship conversations go when it comes to where are you going to live? What are you going to do? Craig is pushing for them to live in Charleston because he still thinks what I do is more important.
That's the vibe.
And that conversation just kind of branches out to, well, all you really do is a podcast. You can do that from wherever.
That's the vibe.
You need to be in person. Paige just told you this with Austin. You guys need to get together because you live really close and the dynamic is better. So no, Hannah living in New York.
We can attest to that, by the way. It is better when we get to do it in person.
Yeah, the vibe when you're in person, it just flows a lot better. But again, he's diminishing what she's doing because he still thinks that what he's doing is so much higher than hers.
Mm-hmm.
It demands more attention. It demands in-person work. So yes, this is probably how their conversations go about where they're going to live. And that's probably the biggest holdup. And that Paige is right. I can't move to Charleston. I need to do this. I'm chasing my dream. Now I've got my dream. I still can't move to Charleston. This is what you want. So all of the little things that he's doing along the way aren't right.
I'm going to go in depth.
Go for it.
I'm going to put my psychology. Someone reached out and said they're going to make us psychology hats.
Fuck yeah.
I got to find the DM. But somebody said that we got to give them like sizes and colors.
Sizes?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a snapback. I don't know. I'll do more digging, but somebody, we're going to get psychology.
I don't wear fitted hats anymore. I don't play baseball.
I'm not a fitted hat guy either. So hopefully there's a snapback or a trucker. We'll find out. But let's get in depth real quick. All right. Taking it all the way back to Craig's early days on Southern Charm.
Okay.
When he was going to law school and he lied about the bar, all those things. His big thing early Southern Charm days. He wanted to be successful. He wanted to be looked at a certain way. He wanted to fit in with the Sheps, the Whitneys, the elites of the world, right?
Sure.
He had this picture of what it meant to grow up and be successful. Through a very crazy route, he somehow got there with Sewing Down South.
Yep.
Right? He's very successful. They're doing great. They're in Kroger, all these big things. He is finally embodying what he imagined as a 20-something trying to figure it out in Charleston. He finally got there.
Yeah.
So in his mind, this is what it means to be successful. Coming along with that is the white picket fence, the house, the wife, all of these different things. So now he's in a place where he's like, I have the job. I have the money. I have the house. I have all of these things. Why are you not getting on board? Why are you not ready to jump into this life? This is what success looks like. This is what I am successful. You, Paige, the podcast is cute, but like, this is part of the plan. You're fucking with my plan.
Yeah, that's a key word there, and that's probably how it goes. That's in his mind. Yeah, the podcast is cute, but
that's the vibe I'm getting. Yeah. This is stemming from what he envisioned his life looks like when he is quote unquote successful.
True.
That's what I think. But anyway, the infamous R from Lil's parents, because we get to see Lil do the worm. I'm just trying to picture this party.
Yeah, I don't know. You are right. It does feel like an ayahuasca trip.
Thank you. Yeah. You get it now, because everyone on this side of the place is hammered drunk. I don't think Lily was drunk. Lil, fuck. Carl's definitely not drunk. So imagine, because you and I was
just standing there drunk in a shark
suit, which is great. So let's do this like you and I are there. We're definitely either playing flip cup, beer pong, or we're in the pool drinking, right?
Well, the pool's blocked off, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We would still find a way in there. What do you mean blocked out? Like, can we get in?
That's where the mat was.
No.
They put a whole thing over the pool. Yeah, the pool
tarp?
Yeah.
The tarp was in the grass.
There's a thing on the pool.
Okay.
I had to figure this out because it was driving me fucking insane. Where they were sitting in the boats, that was actually the pool area.
No, it was not.
Yeah, they had a whole thing over it and a hard cover, and then they put the tarp on top of it. Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
I watched them roll the tarp out on the grass.
Yeah, go back and watch the film.
I will check tape.
Okay.
You don't think I'll check tape?
Check tape.
I love watching tape.
Check tape.
I've been watching tape since I was fucking 15.
But then you also have to watch the foursome later again.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Yeah, see, this is an ayahuasca trip. Think about
about
everything we just said, right?
Yeah, seriously.
So, but imagine being like you're flipping cups or you're doing shots and you look over, nobody's over there except one guy sitting on an artificial island and one girl doing the worm whilst that guy just applauds her.
Yeah. And Kyle in the background with the shark suit.
And Kyle just standing there with a shark.
Trying to pick up his spritz.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a fucking visual.
That's an event.
If we could just screenshot that, it is crazy to see.
It's wacky. Yeah. And then you end it with an R.
Yeah.
With Dad.
It was a weird couple of minutes to watch.
Yeah, it's all weird. I feel
got the
weird.
bed bugs upstairs.
Oh, yeah. They tapped out of the party after an hour.
They were drunk, but they were rotting.
At least they partied for a little while, I guess. But you get Paige, Amanda, and Craig, and they are also talking about Jesse and Ciara and the sexual tension. Amanda's brought it up multiple times to both of them. Obviously, Jesse would be down. Everybody with eyes knows that Jesse would be down.
Yep.
Ciara said, no, I wouldn't do that, which I believe that she wouldn't do that. Wait. For the most part.
Okay.
I could definitely see a moment. Nobody's around. Jesse's doing his usual bullshit. She's laughing. Ha, 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 ha. A hand touches a cheek by accident. Eyes lock. There's a little hesitation. No, we shouldn't. But I just can't help myself. And then smooch. I could see that. Did I paint a picture for you?
It's a loud clap for a smooch.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of tension. They're built up. So
okay. All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see it. I think it's a little more likely than you're leading on. I don't think it has to be the perfect moment. Just based off of body language and the way that
the body language is very telling.
Crazy.
The sexual tension, you can feel it through the TV.
And that's okay. And we've talked about this before, and I'm not even really saying that Lexi and Jesse are in a real relationship. But Ciara is single.
Mm-hmm.
There are ramifications for the house with West and everything. Not that she owes anything to West.
West? No. We said this last week. West would be thrilled because he's like, I'm off the hook now.
I don't know anymore. I don't know where the fuck West is because West, I feel like, would be thrilled. Last week I thought so. This week I'm like, he would feel some type of way. He's not allowed to feel some type of way about whatever Ciara's doing. But if he saw her bring a guy back, not even Jesse, any dude come back, and I know Jesse and him talked about it, he would feel weird.
Yeah, he would.
He doesn't deserve to feel weird, but he would feel weird, and it would be annoying to watch, and he would get shit for it.
Yeah.
But it would still happen. If it was Jesse, he'd be devastated in some weird way.
Probably.
Like,
I don't
now
know.
that I feel the way that he was talking to Amanda later, I'm like, what is this?
I don't know, but is that just he's at his wit's end and he's like, dude, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't hear people drag my name.
I mean, the ideal situation would be if it was Jesse, because then you can be like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
don't you think?
That's my point.
Now we're even.
That's why he would be stoked.
In my mind, yes.
Okay.
If I was West, yes, I would be like, that's kind of fucked up. Now we're even.
Yeah,
cool, great. West, I feel like would be devastated for some. I can't shake the feeling that he would have these weird emotions about Ciara and another guy, and he doesn't deserve that at all. But Jesse,
what do you mean by doesn't deserve?
He doesn't deserve to feel that way.
Okay.
No, he doesn't. Oh, yeah, sorry. He doesn't deserve to feel. Yeah, I realize that.
Because you're making it. He doesn't deserve that.
He doesn't deserve to see that.
Sweet boy.
No, he doesn't deserve to feel that way after what he did to Ciara.
There you go.
However, on Ciara's side, stop. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Enough.
I don't know.
Enough. I'm fucking tired of it. I know I'm gonna get shit for it, and I really just don't care. I have been down this path with Ciara every day since she has stepped into Summer House. Knock it off. I'm so tired of it. You start off with Luke. You have a fucking weird love triangle. You go through the West thing. You go through Austin. You have been there and done that. Just stop doing it. You keep getting your heart broken. You keep having everybody online hate these dudes. It's enough. I'm tired of it. Go out and have some fun with people that are not on the show. Stop flirting with all the dudes on the show. Stop flirting with Jesse. It's wrong. You know it's wrong. Jesse knows it's wrong. The whole house knows it's wrong, even though they're rooting for it. Whatever.
I am too.
Yeah, you can root for it, but it's weird and it fucks up the dynamic of the show. And you are going to be heartbroken again. It's gonna happen.
If we go down this path
for your best interest, keep it light with the flirting. I'm not gonna do anything like that. If you step over a line, that's on you. I am not going to feel sorry for Ciara if she oversteps.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion.
I think it is. I think it is just because people are still like, if you say anything bad about Ciara, they're like, oh, she's an injured Bambi in the woods. You got to stop. Like, no, we're past all that.
Yeah, I agree with
she
that.
She can do whatever she wants with West. West doesn't deserve to feel any type of way. But if you do this, I am not going to feel bad for the repercussions.
I think that's reasonable, though.
I think it's reasonable.
I think it's
you think it's
reasonable.
reasonable. I think it's reasonable. We're still gonna get shit for it.
Yeah, probably. But at that point, but she does say on Watch What Happens Live recently, like, I'm done with Bravo boys. That's the correct response. Because the other part is like, she could go
She
out.
said that after Austin.
She could go out and get any dude she wanted.
She said that after Austin.
I,
It doesn't I don't believe her.
I'm just saying.
It's the same thing it's the same thing, and you hold everybody to the same standard. Doesn't matter guy or girl. Jesse and West could say the same thing.
Yeah.
They could walk in to Watch What Happens Live and be like, you know what? It's just too messy. I don't want to hook up with any of the girls on the network, the shows, whatever.
But I don't believe them. I believe Ciara.
I don't believe Ciara because she's already said that before.
All right.
And she went for West. So
Time will tell.
It didn't work.
Time will tell. The show will let us
I
know.
want her to just do herself a favor and just knock it off.
Oh, you definitely shouldn't hook
No.
up with Jesse. Like, that's just a bad idea. But the after party group is hanging out, and they're getting ready to go out, and Paige is egging on Ciara and Jesse still. She's like,
I
suck
was very
Ciara's
surprised they were
toe.
going out.
I was too.
I
No,
thought this
not
Not Imrul.
the go out.
Not Imrul.
Dude,
That
that
guy's
guy
going out.
My
He
guy.
did say, look, I mean, he's consistent. He said, I'm going to go out
every night.
every night that I'm in the Hamptons. Fair. Good play. But when he brought it up, I thought everybody was going to be like, dude,
No, the dudes are always down.
no. But West was down. Carl was down immediately.
Kyle went out.
Kyle
Mike
ended up.
went
I
out.
thought everybody was going to stay in. I thought it was going to be one of those nights.
Nope. Although the McDonald's in bed looked pretty fucking
That looked
amazing.
fantastic.
I was like,
After
I
a
would
day party,
I would
dude.
probably be there.
I would probably have some McDonald's and then put down like a 10-piece nuggets and then get my own Uber and go to the bar.
See, you just hit a really pivotal point. And I know
I'm not laying in bed eating the McDonald's. I'm going to stand and
okay,
eat the
there
McDonald's
you go.
at the counter.
Because I've had that where you eat, you're like, all right, I'm recharged.
I'm not
and
sitting
you're in
down.
bed. Yeah, okay.
Or showering at that point
No.
either. Yeah.
Like it's a very
Any of those
crucial,
moves.
Yeah, you almost have to be getting ready to go out whilst eating. To keep
I'm
the train
thinking
going.
like jeans or like going out, shorts or whatever, no shirt,
Yep.
eating McDonald's, shirt goes on after McDonald's, and then I'm out
That's
the door.
it. With a
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
With a beer to get you
Oh,
back on
like,
track.
yeah, like chug a beer or a White Claw, something to change it
Yeah,
up.
totally. Yep. See, we're
I
on the
wanna
same
drink
page.
so bad. Thursday.
We get West and Amanda. And West, he's hitting a wall with Ciara, and, he talked to Jesse about it. And when he heard the "I think he used me" comment, he's like, that's not fucking true. And I haven't been rude. I'm trying to navigate this whole thing. I'm trying to be respectful, not bringing girls back. And she's shitting on me to all my friends, telling everybody that I used her, and she needs to stop telling my friends that. It didn't work out. That happens. Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
It does happen. But you know where you fucked up, and we've talked about it a lot? With the conversations you had leading up to it not working, as you're labeling it.
And then after.
And then you went on a press
I don't care for him saying it didn't work out, get over it.
That's not what it was.
Because if it simply didn't work out, even if
He wouldn't hate you.
you did all of the things that you did while you guys were together and we watched her give you an out. You didn't take the out, you continued it. It might be over by now if you just left it at that and didn't say a word after you guys broke up. She can still feel however she wants to feel, but you could be clear of the woods.
Yeah.
But it's what you did after the fact. And you can't just ignore all of that and say she needs to get over it because it just didn't work out. If it simply didn't work out, everything would be fine.
Yeah.
And that is how life works. And yeah, it would be a little weird being in the same house again together, filming a show, but everything would be fine. We've seen that a million times on these shows. It's what you did, specifically your actions that led to where you are now. And unfortunately for you, you just have to eat crow.
That's it.
That's all it is.
you have to
And you
eat
can't.
shit.
And you just can't. You're incapable of eating shit.
You need to. Just sit back. It will blow over.
Yep.
It might not be to the end of the summer. It might not be till next summer. It will blow over. The only way that you are going to exacerbate things and drag it on longer is conversations like this, because it's going to get back to Ciara, and then she's going to drag you and tell you exactly why she doesn't have to get over it.
Yep.
And she'll be correct.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do this move.
Just don't do it.
It's not a smart move. You're not going to get support for it. And also, in the grand scheme of timeline, what is it, 4 months, 5 months after? It's not that.
After what, the New York Times
after
thing?
Ciara.
Oh.
It's not that far off, because they were still hanging out for Thanksgiving. I think they were still hanging out in December. They didn't quote
I
unquote
thought it was
break up.
Thanksgiving.
Is that when the end
was
of it
right around
was? Or
Thanksgiving,
is that
yeah.
Craig and Paige?
That's also Craig and Paige this year. But
Okay.
last year, I think it was
All right.
around Thanksgiving.
So it's been 6 months,
yeah.
and you also haven't seen or talked to each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's not super fresh. It's fresh enough, especially when you're in a house together. So
Yeah.
like you said earlier, just be cool with coexisting.
Yep.
That's enough.
That's all you have to do. And if you hear things because she's upset, that's going to happen too.
The other thing is, the more that Jesse questions or you try to put in an effort to get to a place where you're hugging and being friendly, the more it's going to come up why that's not a place she wants to get to with you.
Yeah.
So by Jesse having this conversation with her, he actually brought it back to the forefront.
Yeah.
You guys probably would have been better
I
off.
could see that going both ways, though, typically. But I can see it both ways with something like that, with Jesse bringing it up and forcing the issue. It can, lead to what we just watched, where she's going to bring up feelings about this, and it's going to be too real, and she's going to lash out, or she's going to say some shit that West is going to be offended by, or whatever, if he wants to. Or it could potentially awkwardly clear the air, where it puts you in that awkward, like, all right, fine, like, I'm over it, like, whatever. And then you guys actually can move forward.
Yeah.
It could be one of the two. So I'm not going to fault Jesse for bringing it up more, but also you just have to figure out how Ciara is going to handle it, and whatever she goes, whatever she says goes.
Yeah.
That's how you have to handle it.
Agreed. But Jesse goes inside, or goes upstairs, to his bed, and he FaceTimes Lexi for a conversation that I didn't need to hear.
Nope.
And now you're all going to hear it. Because if I have to do this, then you have to hear it too.
Yeah.
He tells her I jerked off before the party. And I think the minute he said this, he was like, whoops.
He was hammered.
I jerked off before the party so I wouldn't miss you too bad.
Yeah, no, we all knew what you meant, buddy.
Yeah, so that you didn't fuck somebody else.
Yeah.
Why would you tell Lexi that?
Yeah.
Like,
She seemed to take it pretty well.
she said, so you wouldn't miss me too much. And he's like, and you could see his brain going because he realized what he said.
It didn't
Like,
work.
it didn't work.
I still missed you. I missed you before.
And
Then
during.
I did that, and then during, and I was thinking about you. And it's like, oh, dude,
He
stop.
said, I was thinking about you before and during. And she
Yeah.
goes, and after, right? And he's like, oh, yeah.
Well, I'm here now.
Yeah, I'm here now. He didn't even say, yeah, I'm here now. Like, it was just, again, that's how you feel about
Yeah.
this. You
What are you
have
doing?
to masturbate before a party
Yeah.
to keep you from hooking up with other women.
Yeah.
You don't want a girlfriend.
No.
Like, that's not you, and that's fine. But, like, I understand trying to grow up.
Yeah.
Right? I understand trying to get to a point where you're not just trying to hook up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not by getting a girlfriend in the house and then trying to figure it out.
Correct.
It's finding someone you're like, oh, I don't want to hook up anymore.
What Craig says.
Craig wasn't wrong.
Craig was not wrong. You find your number one, and you will realize, yeah, I don't want to cheat on this person. I want to stay with this person.
That's it.
That's all it is.
So if you are literally jerking off before a party to avoid
Yeah.
things, I think you have your fucking answer. I mean, that's just me. But he then goes on to talk about West and Ciara. And he's like, promise me we'll never be there. And she's like, we're totally different people than those two. I'm like, you're different than Ciara, yeah.
Yeah.
He is West. West and Jesse are extremely similar,
Mm-hmm.
which is why they get along so well. They do have some fundamental differences, but they are very similar people. But I wouldn't have done this, especially because people are going to keep chattering about the Jesse Ciara thing, and Lexi is inevitably going to get insecure about the Jesse and Ciara thing.
For sure.
So you probably shouldn't say, I had so much fun with Ciara. She's so great. Whilst hammered talking to your girl.
Yeah,
She
I
handled
thought
it
that
well,
was
by the
another
way.
weird move. She handled
handled
it
it
very well. I think that Lexi handled this conversation very well for how drunk he was, for all the ramblings and all the dumb shit that he said. She handled it very well.
Yeah. She was like, you're going to have your separate friendship with
Mhm.
both of them, blah, blah, blah. We go to a confessional with Lexi. She says, Jesse will not leave me alone. It's so great. He calls me
He's
50
love-bombing
times
her.
a day. Yes, he is.
Mhm.
But it also tells you something about the kind of relationship that Lexi prefers.
Yep.
She likes a boyfriend that checks in. She
Yep.
likes to be in constant communication throughout the day. There's relationships like that. It works for people. Great.
It sucks for her too, because if she likes that, that just means that when guys are love bombing her, she takes
Yeah.
it as like, oh, this is awesome, this is great, and it's not.
That's not what
The
he's
guys
doing.
love bombing you like that 99% of the time. It's not good.
He has ulterior motives. But like I was saying, it also points to like, this is what I'm looking for That's not Jesse. And if that is Jesse, he's going to be miserable in a month when she's like, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you text me? And it's just not who he is.
Yeah.
So we're seeing all these fundamental differences as to why these two won't work out. And the thing that sucks is that in the end, when it doesn't work out, Jesse will be fine.
Yep.
Lexi's going to be like completely crushed. And that's why we said fucking, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Get out now or else it's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't, so now it's fucked up. And the way you're carrying yourself is fucked up. And if you are still dating, she's going to watch this back and be like, wow, that's fucked up.
Very fucked up.
So,
amongst other things that happened in this episode.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The entire, everything. Because they get back from the bar, everyone piles in, and Imrul brings back what we thought was one other lady friend. Because that's the way the editing, Imrul's friend. Should have been plural. Because Imrul brought 2 ladies home. Do you know why? He had to even out the averages. He didn't bring one home one night, so now he made up for it.
Okay.
No, I don't need to get any more in depth because, I mean, they did it for us by talking about it.
Definitely did.
But while they're all hanging out in the kitchen, like drunk eating, Jesse's like, I'm going to go look at the girls that Imrul brought back. What?
Why?
What do you mean?
I don't know why everybody was so like
normal
about that.
I thought it was
even Amanda, who was sober down there, and like maybe she was still like a little drunk from the day, but like, why is everybody like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
No, like, what if they're butt naked and don't want you to see them naked, and you just kick the door open?
Yeah.
That wasn't the vibe. By the way, it's very different than that. But like, I would never do that.
No,
that's a weird thing to do.
Very weird thing to do.
But he does it.
Very consistent thing for him to do.
Sure.
Because he was talking about girls all day.
Yeah.
And he probably does feel a little FOMO. Like, oh, I didn't bring a girl home.
I didn't bring 2 girls back.
You go see what's going on.
No.
See what all the fuss is about.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. No.
That's like you put a whatever on the door so you don't go in. You don't walk in that room. Sock,
which
hat.
actually works for this. You put a sock.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. So I don't know. So he goes in there, right?
Yep.
And
he comes out.
I had a couple of thoughts about this. He comes out 37 minutes later.
Yep.
Fully clothed. Didn't have like a shirt off or anything. He had his socks off.
Are we going to theory this one? Because I got theories.
So at first, this is what I was thinking. And like, if you've watched Summer House since the beginning, I'm like, maybe they were doing drugs.
Okay.
Maybe that's what they were up to. I gave him a little bit of runway here. Like, oh yeah, maybe they were doing drugs. They didn't want anybody to see. He didn't want anybody to know. So he came out like 37 minutes later, and that's what they were doing in there. They were chatting, talking, whatever. Fine. That's normal, par for the course for Summer House. They used to have the pool house for that. They don't anymore. Okay, fine. He goes into this toe sucking thing.
Yeah.
I get the vibe of, have you ever seen Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Larry David says, if you come up with a complex, crazy lie, like I'm in a hot dog eating contest the next day, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to call your bullshit on this. That's the vibe I get from this. This is for sure she like sucked my toe. No, everybody's going to be focused on how crazy that is and not say, dude, you were getting some. You did something in there.
Something happened. Something
happened in there.
He walked into the room. His story is the minute he walks in, by the way, No, I'm not here for that. I have a girl.
The minute he walks in, this is my side of the bed, that's yours.
No, you didn't.
Why are you getting into bed?
First and foremost.
Yeah.
Second, that's not what happened. You laid down in bed. Apparently, he was head by their feet. And he was like, yeah, because he was telling West the next day, like, yeah, some girl sucked my toe because I was laying there and it was like right next to her face and like I made a joke about it. But then Imrul says, he says Imrul told her to suck his toe. So we've got 2 different stories now from the same guy.
Well, there's a third story in there too from Watch What Happens Live.
Oh, what's that one?
Imrul and Jesse were on last night after the episode, and there was a poll. Do you think this is all that happened? Imrul goes, he wasn't even in there that long. He was in there for like a couple of minutes. Andy goes, no, our producer said it was 37 minutes. Imrul didn't even know how long he was in there. So there's just a mess across the board.
So here's what happened.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was full-blown boinking. Some other shit happened in that room.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Imrul, completely comfortable with sexuality. Goes to sex parties. This is just another Tuesday for him.
That's what I was thinking, Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not rattled at all. for him to walk in there and walk out 37 minutes later and then say, but I didn't have socks on. Like, you did have socks on.
Mm-hmm.
So that means your socked feet were near
Here's
her.
the other piece of that. And you said this too, when Jesse walked into the room and he had like a look on his face. That looks like a shameful face.
When he walked into his bedroom after everything.
When he walked into Lexi's bedroom. He didn't even go back to his own bedroom. He didn't go into the West.
Her room?
He didn't walk into West's room.
That's guilt.
That's guilt.
That's guilt.
He walked into an isolated room away from his friends. He didn't want to wake anybody up. He snuck in there, went right to bed.
Looked unabashedly towards the camera.
Come on, man.
So, yeah,
I'm not telling you to, like, own up to it, but, like, don't come up with a crazy toe suck lie.
Yeah, bro.
Also, you get the, like, which, again, I mean, maybe we need it for context, but we didn't need it necessarily. The dialogue where they flash back again and it's like, and now I'm hard. Dude.
So, you're telling me that you went in there, you laid the ground rules, laid out the regulations.
Sure.
Wacky thing happened. She sucked my toe, but I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't trying to go any further than that. And then you say that you're hard.
Yeah.
Given what this room setup is at this current moment with two women, Imrul and you, and clearly everybody's down for something.
Yep.
And you say you're hard. What's the next logical conclusion to happen from the girl that just sucked your dirty foot?
Mm-hmm.
That's, I think, what bothers me about the setup is like, we're not dumb, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. He just went really complex with the lie. He starts talking about how he was barefoot all day. And then the producer calls him out and says, you had socks on when you walked in there. You took your socks off. Did I?
What?
Well, just
I was really drunk.
letting you know, I've never had my toes sucked before. It's like you're
makes
avoiding
me
the
think
question
that you
again.
like having your toes.
Now it's just even more in depth where you're talking about dancing and it's a smelly foot and like that's very weird. Stop.
You know what'll save it,
Enough.
though? You know what'll clean it up?
What's that?
Over-explain yourself by the pool.
Yeah, probably.
Say that Lexi's better than foursomes.
Yeah. No.
Brother.
Nope.
This is why you should have ended it earlier. You did this to yourself.
Honestly,
and when
if this happened and you weren't with Lexi and you were a little avoidant about the questions, everybody would probably laugh and be like, yeah, all right, it kind of checks out.
Yeah.
But because of how you've set up things with Lexi, now we're all looking at this in a very different way. So you did it to yourself, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, you sure did. But let's get to some questions.
Let's get this one out of the way first. From Jacqueline Michelle Kress. Thoughts on Lindsay not being there? Thought it was refreshing. Maybe she heads to Roni? Thought it was actually. I mean, I don't think Lindsay
she
being
dragged
there
it
or not
down.
being there would
Yeah.
have done anything. I like Lindsay,
She hasn't had a negative impact.
so
this
I have
season.
no issues, with her if she were there.
The only reason I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm glad she wasn't there is we got to see Carl, quote unquote, leave the nest. But Lindsay in the
I
house.
don't think we would have had the worm on the
No.
tarp. I don't think we would have had the parent arg.
Definitely would have gotten that.
So look, just let's be happy that we got those.
Yeah, and
things.
she hasn't brought any negative energy to
No,
the house
she's
yet.
fine.
Now we get scenes from like the mid-season trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That'll get interesting.
Yeah, that'll get very interesting. Let's go with from It's Sin. Would you let a random girl suck on your toes
No.
after a night out? Nope.
Fuck no.
No chance.
Don't touch my feet.
No chance.
I think feet are gross. My feet are really gross. They're all fucked up from baseball. I wouldn't put anybody through that.
Yeah. From Ashley Krolchek, Ciara holding up the laptop and whispering. What are the whispers? I think it's what Steele said earlier, that she's told Paige multiple times, you got to break it off the Craig.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're heading
She
towards.
has said this. She
Yep.
said he is not happy for you. He's dragging you down.
Mhm.
Leave him.
Ooh. From Casey Fowler, is Jesse intentionally sabotaging himself with Ciara and Foot Girl, probably to avoid Lexi?
Yes and no.
I think subconsciously
Exactly.
he doesn't want to be in the relationship with Lexi. He's doing this to self-sabotage, sure.
I don't think it's
But
intentional.
also, this is him. Flirting with Ciara all day and then being drunk as shit and walking into Imrul's room is also him.
I think he's subconsciously self-sabotaging. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, another question, actually, same thing from Kay Sparklick. Is Jesse using the Ciara flirtation to get out of the Lexi situationship?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. And so we have another one in here. They're all pretty much the same. It's all people asking about Jesse. We'll end on this one from Michael Bowes. Did you think the West's meltdown re Ciara was warranted? No,
No.
not at all.
Nope. just grin and bear it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You do yourself a lot of favors. And that's the other part is like, do I think that conversation is the end of the world? No.
No.
I think it could be a one-off. If it is a recurring theme, it's going to get worse. And the worst part is, like, he was climbing the ranks again.
Mm-hmm.
He's not everybody's favorite, but people are starting to just, like, realize why he's on the show. Like, it's fun. Him and Jesse's funny. It is what it is. He just set himself back 10 steps with the audience by bringing this up again.
Yep.
So you didn't do yourself any favors.
And he could have actually taken a step forward
Mm-hmm.
if he heard that news and it let it roll off of him.
Or if he was like, man, I'll keep trying. Or like,
Yeah,
you know,
like
I
if
get
you
it.
had a better attitude towards it instead of, and I'm not saying that, like, you know, obviously if you're feeling some type of way and you get news like that from a friend and it's a little shocking because you thought you may have been stepping in the right
have a
direction,
moment with your buddy.
you could have a moment and be like, fuck, really? Like, that kind of fucks me up. But if there's a but at the end of that, and then you say, look, I just got to keep going or I got to give her time, that would show so much growth and that would hit nicely.
Yeah, instead you go to Amanda.
He still has an opportunity to do it. If they have another conversation and he goes, look, yeah, I was pretty fucked up. I didn't expect that conversation. I didn't expect that, you know, verbiage to come out. This is how I am, but I got to give her some space. You can redeem yourself.
That's why I said it's not like the end of the world.
No, it's not, but it's
what
not a
you
good
do
look.
next. What you do next is very important.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we'll see what happens, but that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope.
And do not forget, if you want to give Magic Mind a try, and we very much suggest that you do, go to magicmind.com and use the code SHOWS20 at checkout to get 20% off of a one-time purchase or 48% off of your first subscription order, which I recommend you do that one. You're going to want more. We ran out very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me. Trust us. We don't steer you wrong. Give it a shot and do it for 4, 5, 6. Give it a week. Give it a week.
You'll
and
notice the difference.
You will. I promise you will. But that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope.
That's our show.